deals. Her books have sold more than 30 copies in more than 30 million copies and have been translated into 35 languages. For anyone who is unfamiliar with the series, anyone? It's got a girl plunged into a world of shadow hunters. I think, are you guys called shadow hunters? Is that?
Yes. Woo!
Shadow hunters are warriors dedicated to ridding the world of demons. Yes? Right? And I heard there's some romance in it. The series has spent more than 2 years on the New York Times bestsellers list, and it has been made into a major motion picture. I saw you guys wearing some shirts. That was really cool. They even have their own website, shadowhunters.com. The other author that we have the privilege of having here is Jenny Han, who is a New York Times bestselling author of the Summer I Turned Pretty series, Shug, and the Burn for Burn trilogy. She has also penned, oh, I heard a little She has also penned Clare and the Apple Pie Dream. Her newest book, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, we have for sale outside, and it is about a girl who discovers that every love letter she has written, and kept very carefully hidden, has been suddenly mailed. Anyone who has ever written a letter or poem or had a crush can understand the terror that would ensue. But you'll have to read the book to find out how she deals with it. She also has a website, dearjennyhan.com. But it would be much more interesting to hear about these books from the authors themselves rather than a girl who wishes she had written them. So just before we call them out, I would like to make note of a few things. During the signing later, we request that you do not take posed photos with the authors, just for time's sake. Only 3 books to sign per person, and only personalized signatures in City of Heavenly Fire, please. All right, I would like to present the authors now, Jenny Han and Cassandra Clare.
Hello, Shadow Hunter! Hello! Really loud. Sorry.
Actually, I'm not sure mine's speaking up. It was
off.
okay.
I think it's working now, right?
Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I'm so excited to be here with you and Kathy Clare. Can we get some more applause for Kathy? Make some noise. Many questions to ask Kathy tonight. So let's just get down to business, I think, right?
You're awesome.
Kathy, I think the number one question that people want to know is, what was your inspiration for this series?
I think the number one question I want to know is, where is Jason's phone number? Okay, I was living in New York. I just moved there, and I was with a friend who was trying to convince me to get a tattoo.
Ooh, wait, did you do it?
I didn't. Not at that time. And she took me to her tattoo parlor. She actually was a tattoo artist, and she showed me her art. And she was explaining to me about the history of tattoos and how people have, like, through generations, believed in many cultures across the world that tattoos had magical powers, that they would give you wisdom or insight, make you stronger in battle, protect you. And so I started to think, what if there was this race of people for whom these tattoos really worked? That they actually had this way of making tattoos, make them into warriors. And I was like, well, what do these warriors fight? Demons, of course. Okay, well, how does magic in this world work? Who are the characters? And sort of developed from there over about a year before I started writing.
And do you have any tattoos?
No, I actually don't, but I made an agreement with my friend Holly Black that we were going to get matching tattoos. And so far we have wussed out. It was supposed to be, we just finished writing a book together. So it was supposed to be when we finished the book. It's been a couple months. It's probably my fault because I moved to England where she can get at me. But when I return, I promised to get a tattoo with her, so we're both going to have tattoos after that.
Then wait, what are they going to be though? Is that a secret?
No, it's an alchemical symbol for fire.
Ooh. And where will you be yours?
What? I was gonna put it on the back of my shoulder.
Sexy, okay. So tell me, the book is set in New York City. Tell me, like, what is it about New York that made you want to set the books there?
Like, literally, like I just moved there when I got the idea for the books, and so I had come from Los Angeles, which is a very different kind of city, and I was really sort of like enchanted by New York, what a huge city it is, what a historically important city it is, what an incredibly busy and exciting city it is, and the idea that even among all of this, incredible like modernity and fast-paced busy life, there would be secret pockets of magic was really attractive to me.
So tell me, I want to know if any of the characters were based off people that you know.
Definitely, I mean, I definitely take pieces of characters from like pieces of people I know and put them in characters and kind of mix them in a blender. But like the weird thing is that when you base characters on people that you know, they never recognize themselves.
Right.
And they're like, that's you, and you're like, I mean, they never get it ever. And it's kind of funny because you can be like, well, I based a character on you, and then they'll guess and they'll totally get it wrong. Which I don't know if that has to do with like the way you perceive them, or how much you mix the character up with other elements, or the way they perceive themselves. Because I have like a friend who, I based a character on, and I was like, so I based a character on, it's a real like minor character. He was like, yeah, it's Jace, right? And I was like, and then my best friend's mom came up to me and was like, Valentine's based on my ex-husband, right? I was like, I don't know him.
What about you? Who are you most like?
Tessa. I'm most like Tessa and Simon, because Tessa loves books, and I love books. So that really was like a great pleasure to get to write her on. And with Clare, I made a big effort to make her not like me. I felt like it would be important and challenging to write a heroine who is super unlike you. So I made her, I gave her all of these qualities that are like the opposite of qualities that I have. She's much braver than me. She is reckless. I am cautious. She is an artist. I can't draw a straight line. She is a completely visual person. I am a completely word person. She had a boy best friend growing up. I had a girl best friend growing up. And I gave her all of the things that are the complete opposite of me. But then with Tessa, I wanted to do a little bit more with a character who had like the passion that I have for books, and especially literature of that period, Victorian literature, which is the thing that I love, and especially like some of the weirder and kind of more gothic and less read books of that period. So I felt a connection with her about that.
Awesome. So now that everything's sort of winding down, I mean, I'm just in awe of you being able to create this world over all these books. I mean, how much planning was involved with that? Like, did you know from the start certain things, and then certain things were surprises to you, or what was that?
I mean, I don't know how it is for you, because I think every writer is really different with their process, but for me, I'm a big outliner and planner. So when I plan a series, I plan the whole thing.
Everything. How was the outline then? Was it
Well, usually it's a 40-page outline for a series, and then for each specific book I do a thing called micro-plotting, which involves inviting my critique group. I have like a critique group that I work with really closely that are like really important to my writing, to sit with me for a day and literally plot every single scene in the book. It's like torture. It's like the worst thing. At some point, everybody will try to run away. I will try to run away, like repeatedly. So I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. But like, it helps you get through all those parts where you're like, well, okay, so then, they get to the, secret city, and that's when they get a message. And they're like, well, how do they get the message? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to move on, and they're like, no. How do they get it? And I'm like, I don't know, I don't care. And I'm like, well, you will. Because you're going to get there, and you're going to be like, crap. Like, how do they get this message? I don't know. So then they make me answer like all of those questions, and so that way I have like a pretty clean outline for the book. It doesn't mean nothing ever changes, because sometimes things seem like they work in outline form and then they don't work when you're writing them out. You change things, but I would say like I always know where I'm starting, and I always know where I'm ending, and then it will changes sometimes.
Same.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you ever gotten yourself kind of back into a corner with the decisions you made?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Was there anything you would have changed or would have changed?
I mean, yes, but they're like, they tend to be like small, like continuity kind of things that bug the crap out of me. But mostly people don't notice. I'm trying to think if there's anything like super specific. I mean, I think with City of Bones, like, it's actually kind of a very different book than the rest of the series. Like, I threw in a lot of, like, I had just finished, like, creating a whole magic world, and I put in a lot of stuff. Then I took it kind of, like, was like, you know what, they have too much stuff. They have, like, trackers and sensors and things, and I really like to have them have kind of a more simple, like, approach to demon hunting, so I cut out a lot of that stuff. So, probably go back and kind of, like, compare it down.
So do you have a continuity editor who helps you keep track of everything or no?
I do. I mean, I have tons of notes. I have a notebook, and then I also have a continuity editor that on my payroll, who literally like will write down and be like, "Do you remember this thing?" Sometimes I don't remember. Like, it'll be a minor thing, and I'll be like, "I don't know. I don't have the books with me, or I don't have a chance to time the searchable PDFs or whatever." And I'll be like, "Do you remember when this happened, or this happened, or like you get, the impression that this happened?" So she's been really great.
And she'll read the draft and be like, hey.
She knows the books just incredibly well, and she's read all the drafts. So she's read everything. She's read the main chronicles. She's read the Chrome Devices. She's read the Codex. She's read everything. So
Okay, that's amazing. Because I know with like Harry Potter, a friend of mine was a continuity editor for that.
she's fun.
Yeah, Cheryl Coyne. And then she just was with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah.
The world's so big, like yours as well.
Yeah, it's a huge world.
Keep track of all the threads.